Okay, welcome back to the Environment and Transportation Committee, our first voting session of the 2024 legislative session. Please go easy on me, everybody. You should all have the bill list in front of you. We'll start with HB 13, Chair Holmes. Sorry, give us 1 second, Chair Holmes, to get our devices.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members of the committee, this is HB 13. And if you recall, HB 13 is relevant to land trusts, which I tried to draw your attention to, which is different than ground rents. This is land trust, Mr. Chair. And we have, this was a bill that came out of this full committee last year and was on the House floor. And HB 567 last year, and it came on the House floor, voted 137-0. The bill authorizes a condominium regime to establish a leasehold estate owned by an affordable housing land trust. Move favorable, Mr. Chair. There are no amendments.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone need to be recorded in opposition? It is unanimous. Bill passes. HB 102, Chair Love.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. HB 102 prohibits a motorcycle passenger from riding on a seat at the rear of the operator if the passenger cannot position their feet firmly on the footrests while seated. This prohibition does not apply if a motorcycle passenger cannot position their feet as required due to a permanent physical disability. We passed this exact same bill, HB 519 in 2023, unanimously out of the committee. It passed off the House floor 135-2. I move the bill, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor of HB 102, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Does anyone need to be recorded in the negative? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you. We have HB 111, Delegate Chair Love. Oh, I'm sorry, Delegate Lehman. Only when there's an amendment. So the bill has to have an amendment for us to do the pile on. HB 111, Chair Love.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. HB 111 authorizes a person to ride a bicycle, play vehicle, or unicycle on a sidewalk or sidewalk area unless prohibited by local ordinance, otherwise known as the J. Jacobs Act. Basically, this just flips the current system. Right now, it's prohibited unless allowed by ordinance. We pass. I made a mistake. The earlier bill was HB 1207. This is HB 519 from 2023 that we also passed out unanimously off committee, and 135-2 as well off the floor. So with that, I move HB 111 favorable, no amendments, Mr.
Second.
Chair.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Delegate Foley. Yeah, Chair Love.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to be clear, Delegate Foley, the local ordinance can prohibit that if they choose to do so. So just so that's clear.
The local ordinance can prohibit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of HB 111, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Does anyone want to be recorded in the negative? Okay, passes unanimously. We are going to hold on HB 113, HB 143, Chair Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. HB 143, ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me. HB 143 came out of HRP, and then we recognized that there needed to be it needed for it to be amended prior to our vote here in the full ENT committee. The bill summary briefly. As amended, the bill establishes that a contract for sale of a condo unit is unenforceable if the contract does not contain specific disclosures about the presence of asbestos. And there were several discussions in the subcommittee in terms of language. One of the things that we had to take care of, Mr. Chair and members of the committee, in the original bill, it had language that talked about on the site, as this may seem odd to you, site SITE has no definition in a real estate article, so we had to change that to be in the condominium. Additionally, Mr. Chair, there was an amendment that was put onto the bill which asked for a simple statement to be added at the end of the bill relevant to a statement talking about asbestos being in a building with a date of 1989. That was removed as well, Mr. Chair. And now the language in the bill is a statement as to whether the Council of Unit Owners has actual knowledge of the presence of asbestos in the condominium. And the reason why this was changed, members of the committee, is because previously it was talked about having knowledge of asbestos in a unit, but there could be asbestos in the common area, which the unit owner would not know anything about, which is why we have the current language of in the condominium. In the condominium is a larger, obviously a larger concept in the unit. So because of that, Mr. Chair, first thing I'd like to do is to move the amendments, please, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Amendments have been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the amendments? Delegate Teresa.
Okay, so is this changing knowledge to actual knowledge? Is that one of the amendments? I guess I was just having trouble following.
I'm not sure I understand the difference between knowledge and actual knowledge. The unit, what has to happen is that, you get a resale package, and in there it talks about having knowledge of if there's asbestos in the condominium. This acknowledgement of having asbestos in the condominium would come from the Council of Unit Owners, not the unit owner like apartment 102. This would be from building number 308, the entire building, the Council of Unit Owners. I'm hoping I'm making that clear.
Okay, so who has to have knowledge, and where does it cover? So does it cover just
The
inside a single unit, not in the
no,
outside?
and that's why we changed the language. I mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. That's why we changed the language from unit to condominium, because the condominium is a larger box than just the unit.
Okay, so it could be in the unit or outside the unit.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? Okay, on the amendments, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed?
Move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair, and I would suggest that we did pass this bill, a similar bill to this last year, and it was passed out of the full House of Delegates 106 to 31.
Okay, the bill.
And one more thing, Mr. Chair. This same bill, HB 101, it came out of this committee unanimously before it went to the full floor with a vote of 106 to 31. Move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Great. The bill's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Anyone need to be recorded in opposition? Okay, does anybody, so we have an amendment on this one, so does anybody want to be added to the bill? Okay.
I do.
Delegate Holmes is the only one piling on.
Yep.
All right, we got the up and Delegate Ruth. We got Delegate Holmes and Ruth. Anybody else? Okay. All right, so HB 143 passes as amended. Delegate 216, Chair Holmes.
Oh, yeah, 216. Oh, Mr. Chair, first off, I need to correct something. HB 216 had the vote of, I'm sorry, the vote that I indicated to you about on the floor of 106-31. That's HB 216, not 143. Not that it matters now. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. I'm sure it will. HB 216, Mr. Chair. This bill establishes a specific procedure by which the governing body of a condominium may grant a lease in excess of 1 year or similar interests affecting the common elements of a condominium for the installation and use of leased clean energy equipment. And this bill, Mr. Chair, had no committee amendments. And what I said previously applies to this bill, not the previous one, meaning that this was HB 101 last year, which passed out of this committee unanimously, but it passed the House floor 106-31. I moved the bill, Mr. Chair, and there are no amendments on this bill, Mr. Chair.
Bill's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the bill? Okay, we're going to do a roll call.
Yes.
Vice Chair Boyce?
Yes.
Delegate Hall?
Aye.
The bill passes 14-6. These bills will go to the floor, I believe, for second reader on Thursday. So thank you all very much for a successful and calm voting session. Are there any subcommittee announcements, Vice Chair Boyce? Oh, sorry, I have to do the withdrawals. Sorry. We have some withdrawals we need to accept. I'm going to hopefully accept them in a group. It's HB 187, HB 201, HB 247, HB 294, and HB 551. Does anyone need to pull one out? Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Anyone opposed? Okay. Take two, subcommittee announcements. Vice Chair Boyce.
Thank you so much. It is late. I'm going to give us 10 minutes to get to our, I guess, offices, and hopefully we will take about 20 minutes to go through 3 bills, and the 2 bills that were left for discussion we'll save for next week. See you in 10 minutes.
Would that be like 6 p.m.?
That would be 6 p.m. Yes, sir. Thank you for the clarification. 6 p.m. on Zoom.
Delegate Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Environment Subcommittee will be meeting tomorrow after bill hearings.
All right. Chair Holmes.
Yes, the Housing and Real Property Subcommittee will be meeting differently than last week. Last week, we met digitally. This week, tomorrow, we're going to be meeting by Zoom.
Although I do like digital.
All right. Thank you all very much for your hard work today. Have a great evening.